Okay. I just have a little music in the background. Okay, let me make sure that this is actually streaming. I'm streaming now though. Oh, okay, good. Okay, that's good. Okay, I think it's working. Now, I don't know. Chat. Aha, okay. No. Where can I keep it now? Okay. I need your attention. Okay. All right. Okay, all right. Okay, let me get on. Oh, that's my dishwasher. I'm sorry, organize it. Eventually. Oh, Wanabella, you did that by Rumi. Okay, if anybody shows up here, I will talk to you. And then those who are online watching me, welcome. I don't know if I can tell. I'm so new to this stuff. Okay, all right. Well, Masari paralyzing. Okay, so what do I have so far going on? Let me. Okay, and okay. Oh, this is strange. Okay, all right. Aha, okay. And then messages can show up. Why is this playing? I didn't want that song. Okay, all right. Hello. If you're on the Twitter space, I'm live coding, so I'm just the Twitter space is just to alert my Twitter followers that I'm live coding. So if you want to join me on YouTube, then you can do that. You can also stay on Twitter space as well if you want to. Hello, Mr. Kings. But yes, I'm live coding on this is not cooperating as I would like. I'm trying this OBS and it's just not cooperating as I would like. Okay, no problem. Let me just move this here and then I'll just, okay, all right, there we go. You live and you learn, right? I don't know if this Twitter space makes sense. It's just for people to know that I'm on YouTube. Let me make a comment. This Twitter space, okay, is just I can't spell space, okay, is just to let my community know that I am live on YouTube. youtube.com/arate-developer. Okay. So this Twitter space is just to let my community know that I am live on youtube.com/arate-developer. So if you want to watch me write tests for my weather app, then you can join me on YouTube, and I can check your messages there and all of that. This is me just winging it. I can't claim to know what I'm doing, but the strange thing with this OBS software, I don't know, I'm gonna have to get used to it, is it's not letting me. It's very strange. It's not letting me. Okay, so I can do that. Okay, but now I don't know if somebody now chats me. That is, if they chat me on YouTube, I don't know if I'll see it. This thing is strange, let me just tell you. I'm not very used to okay. Okay, good. Okay. You live and you learn. Okay, all right. So I can see messages that come in from YouTube if they come in. Hello, everyone. Code Walker, you're laughing at me. I don't blame you. I really don't know what I'm doing when it comes to this OBS studio, but okay. Anyway, let me go back to coding. Hello, if you're just joining the Twitter space, if you want to watch me code, please check me out on YouTube. Okay, youtube.com/arate-developer. That's where I am. And when you get to YouTube, please send me a message just so I know you're watching. Okay, so I can greet you, right? And I can acknowledge your presence. Okay, let me get back to this. And I have some music in the background. So this is my weather app. I don't know if I should this is so annoying because OBS is not allowing me to select my whole desktop for some weird reason. So you know what, we'll do that next time. Let's just look at the code and the tests, right? Okay, so let me start my test. Npm run test. So I built this weather app to practice my React skills because I'm learning React, and I'm taking this course in React, and so I was taking the course and then I had to stop because I had to travel for work. And when I came back from travel, it's almost like I had forgotten a few things that I had learned in the course. So then I decided, instead of just jumping back into the course, let me build an application to kind of practice what I had learned, So let me see if I can change Okay, so yeah, so I decided to build an app just to practice what I had learned so far, to see if I could recall some things. So this React app, I think the hook I use the most, I don't use any of the other hooks. I just use state, but use state is one of the most popular ones, right? Yes. So I decided to build a weather app from scratch without any tutorials. Like I used documentation and all of that, but I didn't follow a tutorial. I just built it from scratch using React, just forcing myself to use what I had learned so far. Yes. So I've built the app. I'm not deploying it, but the code is on my GitHub. Okay. So if you go to my GitHub, the code is on my GitHub, but I'm not deploying it. I chose not to deploy it. If you want to see a walkthrough of the app, you can go to my website, arit.dev/projects. And I posted a walkthrough when I did a walkthrough of the app on there. Okay. So what I'm doing now is I'm writing tests. Now I'm not familiar with Jest. Okay. I'm not that familiar. My strongest skills in testing are with RSpec, which comes along with Rails, right? Because I'm a Rails gal. And so that's my strongest. Okay. Hello, Hero. I have somebody on YouTube. Sorry. If you want to watch the code, you have to go to YouTube. Okay. If you want to watch the code, I just started the space so that people would know. Oh, that's a call coming in. Sorry. I just started the space so that people would know that I am on YouTube. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, people? I think I'm going to need to switch. Okay, so I'm going to end the space and I'm going to start it again because I need to switch to my other phone. But I'm on YouTube. Okay, so if you want to watch me code, I'm going to be coding for about the next hour, 15 minutes. So if you want to watch me code, go ahead and switch over. Go ahead and, find me on YouTube. But I need to end the space and start on my other phone. Okay, so if you want to join back, go ahead. Okay, bye-bye.
Where is the YouTube link? Is it in the...
I put it in the title, youtube.com/RDeveloper.
Alright, cool. See you
Yes, there. Okay, alright. Okay. There's a call coming in. I need to message this person. Just hold on 1 second. I have to call you back. Please. This is the thing, whenever you go live, right? It's like live. Oh gosh. I wish there was a way to let me start this space again. I wish there was a way to inform everybody in your life that you're going live and they shouldn't bother you. But that isn't the most sorry, I'm coming back. Hey Justine! Hello my love. Sorry, let me just restart the space just to let people know that we are here. Join me at YouTube. Okay, join me at youtube.com/ as I write tests for my app. Yay! Okay, let's get back to the code because that is why we are here. Okay, I'm going to stop the music. I'm going to allow... I don't know if I want to allow anyone to speak. Yeah, let me just... The space is just to let people know that I'm on YouTube. But every now and again, I'll go ahead and talk. Okay, all right, okay, let's get back to the code. That's why we're here. Okay, so I've written some. So I've started... I'm using Jest, first of all. And I'm not very familiar with Jest, okay? Like my strongest skills are in Ruby Rails, including their test, RSpec. And I have some experience with Cypress, but for this project, I am not doing end-to-end. At least not now. I might change my mind later, we'll see. So what I'm doing is I'm writing very simple, component level tests, to kind of get into, this is I'm using Jest and also React testing library. And so I'm just trying to, to understand what's going on. Yes. So yes, Justine, so far so good. I mean, at first I was a little intimidated. I was like, what's going on? But I think conceptually, I understand what's going on. Yeah, conceptually. Hello, if you're on a Twitter space, join me at YouTube, please. If you want to watch me coding, join me on YouTube. Okay, so sorry, I haven't looked at this for a while, so let me orient myself. So this is app.js, and that's the test. This is weather icon, and these are the tests. Weather condition test, and then I have weather temp here, and I think this was the last test that I worked on. So this is weather temp. This is the component right here. Okay. All right. If you're joining on Twitter Space, please join me on YouTube if you want to watch me code. The space is just to let you know that I'm live coding, that's all. Okay? All right, so let me look at, if you guys have questions on YouTube, please just put it in the chat. I need to figure, I'm still learning how to use OBS. Like, I need to figure out how to do this in such a way that I can invite people to come on and talk. Yes, so once I figure that out, then, you know, these lives will be a lot more interactive. Okay, so just bear with me. But I'm trying to figure out, so let's see. Location name, location option. I was trying to knock out the easy ones first. So weather temp, weather icon, weather condition, outfit image, outfit description, multi-location, location section. Okay, I did location name, location option. Let me see what that's looking like. Okay. I did location name, location field. Yeah, so these are like the more, like a little bit more complex. Oh, what happened to my face? Ooh. Ah, this camera. Sorry. Oh, no. Oh my gosh. Okay, 1 second. I'm coming back. 1 second. Okay. I'm coming back. 1 second. I'm trying to get used to OBS, y'all. I used to use Ecamm before, but it just got too expensive. It got too expensive for me. Okay, and then let me put the filter. It got too expensive for me, and so I decided to be cheap. But now that I'm cheap, I now have to deal with okay, just 1 second. Okay, open, and all this is happening live. Ah, well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Okay, all right, so my face is back. Okay, but I guess I have to be careful how I move because I'm just using like a cheap webcam. I have a camera, but I haven't set it up yet. I haven't set up my camera yet. Okay, so location field, I still need to read up on, like, you know, you call this and you pass all this in, and then, you know, you check for what, you know, that is, you check your assertions, right? Okay, let me just pick something. Let me pick. So if I go back to my app, okay, so I see location section, but that has some things in it. I've kind of tested all these. I mean, tested like in a very unit way. I've tested these components down here, okay? I believe, all right? So now when I go into location section, then I see this is like my busiest file right here. This is where a lot of the functionality lives, you know, the functionality for my app. So I have multi-location section and I have location field. Okay, so let me do then in multi-location section that's where I have location option, right? So I pass in multiple locations, set location. Okay, so this is the part of my testing that I think I'm going to need to read documentation because I'm not too sure how I'm going to organize these tests. Location option is okay, yeah, this is not true anymore. It is setting. Okay. Yeah, location option is another hairy one. location field. So I'm not sure how I'm going to write tests that I'm not okay, let me put it this way. I'm not sure how I'm going to write tests for components that are accessing state. In terms of like set weather details, okay, this is state, this is state, this is state, and then this is a function, I believe. Yes. So I've gotten to the point in my testing where, for the most part, I have tests for all of these. Yes, weather temp, weather icon, weather condition, outfit image. Okay. Okay, let's write for outfit image. That one looks a little. It looks a little not too chunky. So let's write for outfit image, because I don't want I want this live stream to be me actually doing stuff as opposed to me researching how to do stuff. Like, that's boring to watch. So I'm trying not to do that. So let's write for, I know, Justine, it's boring to watch me. Trust me, I wouldn't want to watch me pouring through documentation and trial and error. Yeah. So thankfully I have one more. Let me see, outfit description, I think, is another one. Yes, okay. So we have a few that I can at least show you something, right? Okay, so let me close all of this, and I'll just leave like a format test open, just so that I have something to grab. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm one of those people that, when I have multiple tabs, anything, like, it messes with me mentally. Like, I can't have so much going on, just generally. Okay, so outfit image. So I'm going to say outfit image dot test. I'm sure there's a command that I can use to generate this, but it's okay. All right, so now I'm going to pull. Just going to copy paste. That's how I've been doing it anyway. And then it's going to be outfit image. That makes sense. I think those are good. Yes, Justine, thank you, my love. Yes, we move, we're doing it. Because I need to go and study for those more complex components. Okay, so I just like to copy, like, the scaffold, I just like to copy what I've done before and modify it, Look, all the 10x engineers, sorry, I'm not one of you. Okay. Okay, and then outfit image, I just need a weather code. Am I sure that I don't have? Okay, yes, I just need a weather code. Okay. Weather code. I don't know, what is weather code. Oh, okay, weather code is the number. Okay, good. All right. So I just need weather code. Okay. And then I'm just going to say weather code here as well. And then that's what I'm passing in, right? And then I'm going to comment this out yet. I'm going to comment this out. I'm going to do, so what am I testing here? So when I look at the component, outfit image, it takes, oh, why do I think it's because I need access to it. Yeah, that's why I did that. I need access to it outside of the if. Okay. So, so what is happening here is there's a particular number. So in my weather app, the weather code that comes back tells you, like, what what the weather is. Like, is it cloudy, is it rainy, is it thunderstorm, is it a tornado? There's each weather disturbance has, like, a code. And so what I have here in my weather outfits data is, I'll just show you real quick. So I have, for each weather code, I have, like, the URL to the picture. Sorry, my face is blurry again. We're just gonna have to suffer it. I have the outfit URL, which is, to the picture, and then the description of what that outfit is, like umbrella and boots, strong umbrella and boots and raincoat, right? So in the test, I need to have like a weather code, and let me give it, let's check. Let me give it, I don't know, I want something interesting. I know I have like tornado in here, so let me look. Okay. Okay, I think this is crazy weather. Like 622 is like, so consider staying home if you must go out, strong umbrella, boots, winter coat, hat, and gloves. So I think this is like a terrible winter storm, 622, right? So let me say 622. And then what I want to do is I want to, what is that? I have to figure it out. What is, like, I know, like, if you want to show, if you want to see the HTML in the test, there's something, I forget what it is. Snap. Okay, now you're not going to be able to see this part, unfortunately, because of the way I'm sharing my screen, but let me, React testing. If somebody knows, you can put in the chat. React testing library element.html. Okay, that works. There's a way to do it with screen. Show screen code. There's a way to do it. I've done it before. Oh, debug. Yes, there it is. Okay. Oh, wrapper element HTML. Okay, you know, like in code, there's like multiple ways to do things, right? But I think screen debug, that's what it is. Okay. And it actually throws an error. Like it throws, hello, those on Twitter space. Hi, the space is just to let you know that I'm live coding. That's what the space is for. So if you want to watch me code, just go to YouTube. Okay, the link, not the link, but the URL is in the title of the space. youtube.com/rdeveloper. Okay. If you want to watch me code, it's not really a space. The space is just to let you know that I'm on YouTube, okay? So come over to YouTube, okay? Yeah, oh, Justin, yes, it's the documentation girl. I didn't know about it either, okay? So screen debug. Now it throws an error, you know, because there's some, you know, there's some strong linting, you know, thing. But I just want to see with weather code 622, I just want to see what happens. Nothing. Why is it nothing? Okay, so let's see. Outfit image. It returns an image. It's supposed to return an image. I don't know. Okay, so what I'm not sure about, right, is if I import outfit. Oh, look at me. You know, those moments of being a developer, you know, that like I'm serious, like that's what I live for, you know, like I think that's why I'm always, trust me, like there's days that being a developer is like really stressful and annoying, but moments like that, like it's so comical. It's so comical. So I was importing outfit image from weather condition. That's why nothing was showing. Let me change the it here. So it renders the appropriate outfit image for supply code, right? Okay. And I think with the, let me just see what's happening down here. Aha! Okay, so I wanted to see what was coming back, right? Yes, Justine. I was like, what is going on? I wanted to see what was coming back in the image, right? In the image element, and this looks good, okay? So it's like to almost figure out what to test, right? So what I'm going to do now is just to make the test robust, right? Or more robust, like more, not robust, that's the wrong word. To make the test more maintainable, right? I'm going to go into my weather code outfit, and for this 622, I'm going to grab what the outfit URL should be and put it in the test. You know, because it's like you want to make it. Can I show the components before the next test? Yes, I will. Yeah, let me just grab this right quick. Yes, I will. Thank you, Justine. So this is the component here. That's a good point. Thank you, Justine. So this component is the component for the outfit image, right? And it takes a weather code. The weather code is the prop, right? And so the weather code is a number that corresponds. Oh, the UI. Oh, I need to run it. But the way I set up, okay, just 1 second. You know what? Just give me 1 second. I'm still learning OBS. And so me and OBS are not friends right now, but because I'm still learning OBS. But 1 second. Let me start the app, and then I will share the screen. Just give me 1 second. Okay. npm run starts, I think. Yes. And this is terrible, but I am working off of main branch because I'm lazy. But this is not a good idea. Okay, please don't work off of main. Even in your personal projects, I'm breaking my own rule. Do not work off of main. Okay, please try to. Something is already running. Oh, I hate you. PID. Okay. No, I want to run on port 3000. Thank you very much. Okay. npm run start. Okay. And then just 1 second, I'm coming, and then let me run the backend. npm run start backend. Okay. App crashed. Why did the app crash? Unhandled error event. Oh, it's already in use. What's the PID? I've forgotten my Linux. Justine, what's the command to check like the process like the process, the ID of the process that is running port 8000? Since Justine is here. It's not telling me, it's not giving me the P. Yes, girl. Okay. But what's the full thing? Like, what's the... grep ps aux? Do I grep? What do I grep for to get the port? Can I just grep 8000? This is giving me like two things, and this thing here looks important. This is my grep command, so that's not right. But this looks here important. Should I just change the port? I have to go into the code to do that. Is that gonna fix it? I hope. Maybe. Let's see. Why is it running on port 8000? I think did I not just change it? Oh, my bad. Okay. All right, so let's see. Okay, then I need to, just 1 second. I need to share. Okay, well, the app is running. Let me make sure it's working. before I show my ass. Okay, it's working. Okay, let me I need to now share this window with you. Okay, so let me window capture. I think it's a window capture. And thank you for being patient, you all. Thank you. Okay, so window, Google Chrome React app. Yes, here we go. Okay, all right. Okay, so let me make it big, but now you're losing my face. Sorry. Okay, sorry, you're losing my face. Okay. Sorry, you're losing my face. Okay, well, this is just to show you the app. Okay, so this is the weather app. So you can enter a location. Okay, and when there's multiple locations possible, this is the multi what was it called, multi section. Like, then this is a location option, this is a location option component. And so if I choose, oh, it's taking long, what's going on? Okay. The API just took a while. Okay, so this is your weather here, right? So the component that we are writing test for now is the outfit image component, which is this right here. Okay, so which is this image right here. Okay, we've written test for the location name, we've written test for the description, we've written test for the temperature. I'm not sure if I've written a test for the weather icon. I think so. I think we've written test for the icon right here. Okay, so the two components that I want to work on during this session, write tests for, are the outfit image, which is right here, and then the outfit description, which is right here. Okay, so that's what we're working on now. Yes. Thank you, Justine. I think that suggestion was helpful. Thank you. Please, if you're watching on YouTube, you can comment just so I know you are here. If it's only Justine and Hero, that's fine. But if there's other people, I can't see you unless you comment. So if you comment, then at least I can shout you out and, acknowledge your presence. So thank you for coming. Okay, so let me hide that. Okay, good. So we are back to our code. Yes. So, okay, this is the code right here. Okay, so this was what I was looking for, which was how is the test component coming back. I wanted to see how it was coming back, just so I know what to grab, right? And in this case, we're testing the image, so it makes sense to test that the source, the source attribute is correct. So if I go back to my weather outfits for 622, this is the source value that I'm expecting in my test. Oh, Augustine, you're here as well. Why am I not surprised? Good to see you, my dear. Thank you for coming. Yeah, I'm just writing tests, and I thought it would be a good idea to share my process. And I've already made so many mistakes, but it's okay. All right, so now I think what I want to do is I want to test for that SRC attribute, right? I want to test for the SRC attribute. Now I did this in another test, so I'm going to go and look for it in my weather icon test. Yes, I did this here. So let me let me create another const, and let me say expected image URL, right? I just want to capture it here. Okay, all right. Then in my weather icon test, I have this approach here, which I'm going to copy. So, I want to say something, if there's any like code newbies or, early career devs, there's nothing, the goal of being a developer is to use code to solve problems, right? it's not to like prove that you've memorized everything. It's not to prove that you can code everything from memory or just from the sheer power of your brain. There's so much about being a developer that requires you to copy paste, right? Now, not plagiarize or not claim that somebody else's code is yours, right? But the reality is a lot of what you will learn will come from what you've done before or what other people have done that you can use. So like for me, like even at work, if I have written a feature or I've coded a feature. Now typically, I think it's a good idea, especially when you're working on a code base that has tests, practice TDD. I think it's so easy to jump into building a task without thinking about the tests. I know I do it. I definitely did it for this project. But I think test-driven development has some benefits to it, right? When you think about the tests, it helps you actually think better about what you're building, at least in some ways, right? Sword back. Why are you rolling your eyes? I mean, you're always going to get the trolls. Or I don't know, were the rolling eyes for me or for somebody else? Explain. But you're welcome either way. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say test image okay, I can still say test image. It's a different test, right? And then I want to get the element by alt text. Now, if you remember down here in my screen debug output, I do have like an alt text of outfit, right? So I can grab that or type it, but I can grab that and put it here in my, this is a regex, okay? So that's a regex, like this is a regular expression, regex. And so I grab the test image and then I'm testing the SRC, okay? Now in this test, I think I'm going to change this test because I don't like putting, just for maintainability of tests, I don't like putting straight strings. I like to make them variables, all right? And it's something I've learned for maintainability when other developers are coming to work on this file, right? So I'm going to change it there as well. But let me finish here. So I'm expecting the test image SRC to contain expected image URL. Let me just spell it out. It's not that long a variable name, right? So yes, Justine, thank you. So I found that it's better, particularly when you're dealing with strings, it's better to store your strings in variables. And I think, I'm not sure if it's the case in JavaScript. I think you can even put a dot freeze. I don't know if that's Ruby. I'm getting my languages mixed up. Hello, Adejo, how are you? Welcome. Okay, let me get rid of this. Okay. And so in this case, yes, no hard-coded strings. Yes, I learned it the hard way. I always used to be that way. I just put hard-coded strings everywhere. But I've learned that for maintainability, particularly for maintainability and also to help with debugging, it also helps with debugging. Don't hard code your strings, put them as much as you can, put them in variables, right? And then call the variable, use the variable, okay? All right, so I'm going to take this debug out, and I think when I save the file, my test suite runs again. Let me see the status. Okay, so my outfit image test has passed. Yay! Okay. Outfit image has passed. Okay, that's good. All right, and then I wanted to fix weather icon here. Now, if I go back to outfit image, right? So, I mean, this is good, renders the appropriate outfit image for supplied code. But going back to outfit image, like I know the way I wrote this app, there's always going to be a code, right? I studied the API. The API always returns a code. It never not returns a code. If that wasn't the case, then I would have to write a test for if the code wasn't supplied, right? but the API always returns a weather code. There's always a weather code supplied. So I don't need to test an unhappy path. Yes, we sometimes use a constant file. Yeah. This project is very small, so there's no need for that in this case, I think. But yes, definitely large projects. Yeah, just for organization's sake. Okay, let me follow my rule here because this was hard coded. So let me follow my rule here as well. So const icon URL. Sorry, I was thinking of what to call it. Okay, all right, and then I'm going to say, oh, my bad, no, I can't do this. I actually need to, well, no, this is fine. This is fine because this is what you're expecting. This is fine. Okay, so I don't need to do string interpolation there. I don't need to do that because that's what we're expecting back, is all we're saying. So I'm single. All right. Okay. So outfit image and weather icon, my tests are passing. Very good. Okay. I'm going to do one more. Augustine, how do you track naming consistencies for such constant files? Running out of names. Yes. You mean like the files or the variables I'm using? Or the files? Like you mean like here, weather code outfits? Naming consistent. Maybe I'm not sure I understand your question. Like typically when I see, naming for me is difficult. I struggle with naming. Sorry, if you are on Twitter Spaces, please join me on youtube.com/RA Developer. I'm live on YouTube, and I'm showing my process in writing tests for my weather app. So the Twitter Space is just for people to know that I'm on YouTube. It's like an advert, okay? But we're not actually spacing. We are YouTubing. Yes, that's what we're doing. We're actually YouTubing. So if you want to see the code, please come on YouTube. But you're welcome. Okay. Naming things is hard. Yes, I struggle. Okay, so I'm not alone. I struggle. But I know some developers that really know how to name. Like it just rolls off their tongue. Like I know developers like that. Yes. I ran out of a name. Yeah, I was thinking, it's like in this case, it's like, okay, icon code, icon. I was like, what do I want to call it? And you want your variable to be descriptive, but at the same time, you don't want it to be too long. And that's one of my weaknesses. I can write long variable names. I'm very good at it, So that's my own personal struggle. Okay, so we did the outfit image. So let's do now outfit description, okay? Let's write our test for outfit description. So outfit description, let me just show us again in the app, is what appears under the outfit image. Okay. Hello Uji, welcome. Thank you. Yes, naming is equal for everyone. Okay, so we are all in the same boat. That's good. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. So outfit description is what appears under the outfit image in my app. Okay, all right. Now let's look at the code real quick before we go into the test. So what I'm doing here, when I was first coding this app, right, I had a URL and a description for every weather code possible. Like let me lower this down here. Okay, so for every weather code, starting from 200s all the way down to 800s. Okay, but what I figured out was that if the weather code is 800, what that means is there's no weather disturbance. It means there's no rain, there's no hail, there's no snow, there's no storms, there's no tornado, there's no sandstorm, there's no weather disturbance. That's what the 800 code means. Okay, and so at first I was just going to code it as, oh, it's a beautiful day. But then I remember temperature, right? So just because the day is clear doesn't mean it can't be cold. And if the day is cold, you want to think about that. Okay. So in this component, I kind of have like two layers, right? So I check if the weather code is one of the 800s. Now this is bad. I was getting tired. Okay. So what I did here is not good. Okay. You want to define constants. Okay. But I didn't define it. Maybe I'll do it here. Okay. But at the time I was writing this code, I was getting tired. I was getting tired of the project. I just wanted it to be over. But yeah, so if the weather code is one of the no weather disturbance code, then I want to check temperature. Okay, I want to check temperature because I don't want it to be like negative, like below freezing, but it's sunny. I don't want to tell people, oh, it's a beautiful day, it's sunny, but then it's below freezing. Yes. And so I check temperature, and that's what this is doing up here. Okay. So based on temperature, then I'm making some kind of recommendation, like dress for. I didn't want my app to become too complicated, at least for me. Somebody could take this and run with it, but I felt like the purpose of the app was to learn React. I felt like I had practiced my React. Okay. So that's what's happening here. So checking first to see if it's undisturbed weather. If it's not undisturbed, if the weather is disturbed, then pull it from the object that I showed you earlier. Okay. So that's what's happening in this component here. So we need to account for that, right? So let me go ahead and create the test file. Okay, let me grab this. Okay, all right, and I'm going to create the test file. Okay, and then I am going to copy my imports, but this is going to be description. Okay. If the weather code is type of number, you could just check. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true too. I don't know. You're right. You're right. But I think because they are discrete codes, you're right. I could have just said greater than, but because they are distinct codes, I kind of wanted to check for the distinct code itself, right? Now, the truth of the matter is something that is missing in my app is I do not have error handling for because I studied the API and I figured out what all the codes were, but it's possible the API might change in the future. Very, very possible, right? And then my app would break if that was the weather code. If an unknown or an unaccounted for weather code was returned, then my app would break. I might go back and fix that later, like I'm not too worried about it right now. But you're right, yeah. But that's the reason why I use the array. I use, as opposed to just checking the number value greater or less than, because I wanted to check the distinct weather codes. Yes, but thank you for that. Okay. So I'm just going to, I just like to copy, it makes me, it comforts me to just copy from a test that was working, and I just modify it from there, When I write things from scratch, particularly in a language that I don't really yet, understand very well, not only will I make error, but I will not know the error that I've made, and then I'll just get frustrated for nothing. Yes, so just allow me to do it the way I want to do it. Okay, so the two things, the two props are weather code and temp, right? Okay, so I'm rendering, let me just copy that somewhere, and then I'm rendering outfit image. Okay, and then we have weather code, and then we have temp k, and I'm also going to call it temp k, right? Okay, so we're going to have two tests for this. Okay, we're going to have one where the weather code is a disturbance, and we're going to have one for where it's not a disturbance. Okay, so we test the two paths, the two possible paths that the component can take, right? So we're going to say it displays outfits it displays weather code based outfit description. I don't have to say outfit again. It displays weather code based description for weather for, let me just say, bad weather. Okay, for bad weather. And then down here, right, the second test is, it displays temp based, right? Temp based description for clear weather. Okay, so then I can't say bad weather. I'll say unclear weather. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, all right. So here, my weather code, I'm going to have weather code, and then I'm going to have temp K, right? And this is for unclear weather. Okay, so 622 is unclear weather. Okay, so I'll just give it a K of, let me give it a K of eventful weather. I know, right? English is failing me today. That's good. Let me give it a weather of 275. Okay, that's pretty cold, right? Okay. And then I'm expecting, this is description. Okay, so expected description, and because this is unclear weather 622, we're going to pull from that object. No, where is it now? Weather code, yes. So 622, we expect it to be this: consider staying home if you must go out, da 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 da. Okay, all right, so this is what we're expecting for our description. Okay, if you're just joining us on YouTube, thank you for coming. Please comment so I can recognize you, shout you out, and thank you for coming. Please comment if you will. Okay, so outfit description, weather code, temp. Okay, now I want to, let me just comment this out. I don't want it to disturb me. And let me comment this out. I want to see what I'm getting back. I like to do that. I mean, I could check my code, of course, but I always like to see what is the test giving me back, right? Like, I know the code, but what is my test giving me back? I always like to check that. Oh, and I need to take this out of here. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's see. Okay, all right. It's giving me a P element. So I'm sorry, what I'm thinking about is how I'm going to select for that, right? Because typically in testing library, there's a hierarchy that you need to follow in terms of how you access test DOM elements, right? And I think the least favorable is querying the DOM directly. From what I've learned, the least favorable or the least recommended way is doing a document query select or something like that, right? I think also, test ID, get data by test ID, something like that, right? And so, testing library encourages us to use accessible ways of accessing our test DOM elements, okay? And I'll try and explain that as we go on. I'm just trying to summarize what I've learned from the documentation. So, first of all, hello Mima. Mima, if you want to see what I'm coding, come on YouTube. The Twitter space is just to let people know that I'm on YouTube. We're not actually spacing, we're YouTubing. So if you want to see what I'm coding, come on YouTube, my love. Okay. All right. So what did I want to check? First of all, I wanted to check that my weather code outfits. Okay, there is no full stop. Okay, there should be. I don't know why I don't have period. Anyways, okay. All right. So so it's P. I guess I could just search by text. I wish there was a way. Let me tell you what I'm thinking. I wish I maybe in my code, and I don't know if I want to change my code. Let me tell you what I'm thinking. I wish I had an accessible way of targeting that P element and then checking the inner text, or or checking the text content. That's actually what I want to do. I don't want to use regex to do it. But I mean, the way it's set up now, I think I just have to do that. Okay. So so I think I can say get by. Just one second. Let me look. Sorry. I'm coming back. Let me just look at my docs. By text. Okay. Yes, get by text. Okay, I can do that. All right. So let me come back. All right. So this is my expected. Okay. So but see, this is now. Can I use? Let me see, Justine. You can add an ID or class, to the element and then use find. I know, my love. From what I read in the documentation, that is one of the or check that the element, yes. But it's like on the hierarchy of how to query test DOM elements, that's lower down from what I read in the docs. But that might just be what needs to happen here, right? Okay. So let me add a test ID. This is just low on that hierarchy. That's what I know on how to, according to the documentation. Data test ID, outfit description. Okay. All right. And then here, oh, hey, Calvin. Oh, I'm so happy to see you. Thank you for coming. Kelvin is my G. Okay, I know, Kelvin. I'm swimming up to my neck here. I'm not familiar with Jest, just front end. I'm a Rails gal. Rails all day, every day. That's where I am very, very comfortable. But you have to stretch. So, okay. So sorry. Let me just check the documentation again. Sorry, you can't see this part, but I'm just checking the documentation. Get by test ID. Okay, I just wanted to see what the syntax was. So here I will say outfit description, right? Outfit. Yes, Justine. Yes, Kelvin. React has me going off the rail. That's funny. I like that. Yes, Justine. Look, Ruby was my first language, my first love. Rails was my first framework, my first love. I'm always gonna have a soft spot. Okay, so I'm going to say get by test ID here. Okay, after I write the test in this file, I'm going to I'll end the session. So once I write the 2 tests in this file, I'll be done. Kelvin, I'm still learning how to write front end. Yes, I let the users test. That's funny. Okay, so what was my test ID? It was outfit desk. Outfit desk. Okay. So outfit desk, right? Okay. So outfit desk elements, I should call it. Rails was my first love too. Yes. Mima, thank you for coming. Good to see you, my love. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Okay, so here I expect, so this is my expectation. Let me just lower this 1 second. Okay, so this is my expectation. So I expect outfit description element. And what I want to call is text content. I don't know. The camera is fuzzy again. Sorry. Inner HTML? I don't know. text content. I think text content is supposed to be better, right? Because inner HTML is like everything, like the markup and everything. But I think text content is like text, right? Okay. And I expect it to contain expected description. All this expect. Okay. All right. So the first test is done. Okay. So let's check what we are getting. Okay, we have a failure. What is it now? Text content, right? Okay. All right, but why is it not working? I'm getting a failure. Okay, so let's see what's going on. It's complaining here. Hi, Tech Rally. If you want to see me code. Oh. Really? Unable to find an element by this. Really? Data test ID. Did I do it wrong? Oh, is it supposed to be, is there a dash? Kelvin. Kelvin is here, so I'm going to ask him all my questions. Is there a dash in between? Let me check the documentation. Kelvin is my documentation. Let me see. No, there's no dash in between test ID. That's where I messed up. Okay. There's none. Okay. All right. Okay. Yes, mama. Okay, all right. So first test passed. Let's write the second one real quick, and then I'll let y'all get out of here. Okay. So this is, okay, so that's for unclear weather. So now we need to write the test for clear. And you know what? I'm just going to copy paste because it's not too much to change, right? Okay. Okay, so it displays temp-based description for clear weather. Okay, all right. So here, the weather code, I'm going to make it 801. Thank you, Kelvin. I'm going to make it 801, and then I'm going to leave it very cold. This is quite cold. And then to get the, this is 275. So if I go to my long, and I feel like, yes, maybe I could refactor this. Sure. I'm lazy. So it does the work for right now. But you know what? This code is on GitHub. So if you all want to, correct all my, not necessarily mistakes, but if you want to, feel free, have at it. But 275 is this range right here. So this is what we're expecting to see. Okay, so dress for cold weather, right? Okay. So the expected description is going to be dress for cold weather. Yes. Okay. And so weather code temp, and this is it. And yes, I think everything is copacetic. Improve. Yes, Adejo, go have at it, have at it. Okay, so the test ID. Okay, so everything should be good. And I think, did it pass? How do I rerun? Okay, all right, it's rerunning. Okay, good. Everything has passed. Everything has passed. All my tests that I wrote have passed. For those who just, for those who came recently, let me just demo the app for you real quick so that you can see kind of what I was working on. Okay, so this is, oh, I'm sorry. This is the app right here. Okay, all right. So you enter a location, say Miami, and you fetch. And typically the API will return, if your entry has multiple possibilities, it will return up to 5. Okay, I limited it to 5. The API will return a number. I limited it to 5. And so you choose whatever location it is, and then you get your weather reports. So in Miami, it's 85 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's undisturbed weather. Clouds is considered undisturbed. No rain, no hail, no sleet, And so it's a smiley face. It tells you dress for warm weather. Some may feel hot. So I have written tests for this component, the name of the location, the weather description, the temperature, and the icon. And in this session, I wrote tests for this image, the outfit image, and the outfit description. Okay, that's what. Oh, okay. Calvin can confirm this. Good. Calvin is in Florida. But so that's what I wrote tests for. The next time I do this, I will. So I have other components. Let me show you. I have other components. So this is a component, the entry here with the fetch button, and then this section that has all the blue tiles is a component, and then each individual blue tile is also a component. I need to write tests for those components. They are more complex than the ones I showed you, and I have zero experience in Jest and React testing library. So I need to read documentation. So I didn't want to read documentation and have you watch me read documentation. Okay. So I'm going to read the documentation for those component types, with the features, they consume state, they change state, So I need to read how to test all that functionality. And once I have some practice under my belt, I will do another live like this to show that aspect. I don't want to, I feel like it's boring watching someone trying to figure documentation out, okay? So that's the reason why I'm not doing it live, okay? But I will come back with that. Adejo asked, does the background image? No, this is a very, very simple app. The background image does not change. It doesn't. It's just static. But like I said, I built this to practice React. Sorry, let me bring my face back. I built this to practice React. So this was really good just to sort of practice use state. I'll show you kind of what I learned. Because at first I had everything. I had all my states here, right? In the topmost level, I had all my states. There were like 6 lines here. Okay, I had all my state, but then I was prop drilling so much, and so I figured out, and this is like the awesome thing about building without tutorials. Tutorials are for newbies, okay? I think a lot of people shit on tutorials across the board. I don't do that. Tutorials are for newbies. When you don't know anything, you need tutorials. But once you start getting some skills under your belt, it's a good idea to cut the tutorial umbilical cord. It's a good idea to cut it, right? And build from scratch using documentation. I'm not saying you can't use videos. Like, for example, I'll tell you, I used a video to write my server. I've never done Node. I've never done Node before this project. I've never touched, I don't even know the first thing. And so I watched a video to figure out how to set up my Node server to protect my API. Okay, to protect my API, because I needed to do it server side. And so I watched the video, but the video wasn't a tutorial on weather app. It was a tutorial on how to hide your API keys server side, right? There's nothing wrong with videos like that. Yes, specific, I like how Adejo just said it, specific information. But please try to get to the point where you are building apps that you conceptualize from scratch. I can't tell you how much I grew in my React understanding so far with this app. So going back to top level app.js, all my state was here. I was like, oh, I'm gonna, and I was like, nope. I figured out really quickly that most of my state is being set and consumed in the location section component. And so I moved everything there, right? So right here, okay? So this is where you see, this is where most of the state lives. Because I figured out, just through trial and error, things not working, the amount of prop drilling that I was doing, I was like, no, there has to be a simpler way, So I stepped back, drew my app on paper, drew the different component levels, parent, child, and figured out that, okay, this was the component that was the best place to have all the state that I use, right? A tutorial didn't teach me that. If I had heard that in a tutorial, I would have been like, oh, cool, it works. But it wouldn't have been an organic process, me figuring it out organically, okay? So I'm such a huge proponent of cutting the tutorial umbilical cord. Please do it, okay? And start building, even if it's something really simple, right? But build it without tutorials. Build it with documentation, and build it with targeted tutorials teaching you how to do an aspect of your app, but not the entire thing, okay? Not the entire thing. Okay, all right, well, I think I'm going to call it there. But yes, Kelvin said, yes, that's the best. Find a topic, then watch a tutorial, then keep building. Yes, you could rewrite. Yes, Kelvin, yeah, you know what? I know that, but I think mentally, you're right, because yes, React fragment, you don't have to include, but honestly, Kelvin, like just the way my brain works, I could look at this code like 2 months from now and I'll be like, what is that? Like, I just mentally, I think it helps me, at least maybe the level of React that I am, it helps me to see that it is actually React fragment. Yes, so that's why I'm putting it there. But you're exactly right. Yes. But for now, it helps me because React is testing me up here. It really is. So I'm learning in a way that I can get super comfortable with all these, all these concepts. And then the shorthand will feel more natural to me. Yes. So that's why I'm not using the shorthand. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Any final questions? Any final questions on the tests that I wrote, the way that I approached it? These are quite simple tests. They are sort of lost. The test I wrote today are just kind of checking for content, just checking like, this is a component with certain props, render it in the test and then check for content. That's what I wrote today. I need to go and read up on how to test, like more complex components, components that are setting states, consuming state and things like that, like making calls, making API calls and things like that. Yes, I need to go and read up on how to do that. And then I'll be back. I'll be back to write those tests and you can watch that as well. So anyway, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Any final questions before I end the stream? Thank you. Those of you on Twitter Space. Sorry, the Twitter Space was just to let people know that I was on YouTube. So we're not spacing, we're YouTubing. Yes, but that's what the space was for. But we're not spacing, we're YouTubing. So if you had come over to youtube.com/RA Developer, then you would have seen what I'm just talking about. How did you get inspired? There was no inspiration, Kelvin. I just, I felt, okay, so I had a couple of criteria. I wanted to build something that consumed an API. Sorry, I'm blurry. I wanted to build something that consumed an API, and I wanted to build something with enough moving parts to require components. Like, I wanted the project to require like a fair amount of components and, learning where to define state, how to prop drill, I wanted to practice that aspect. I wanted to practice use state. Yes. So those were the two criteria. And in my mind, like a weather app just made sense. Yes. So not too deep thinking. And then I had to really pair, and then I wanted to, let me show you. I wanted to include the outfit, because, typical weather app is, you put the query, you get the weather. But I wanted to add something that use the data from the API, not just to display weather, but display information based on weather. Yes, I wanted that aspect as well. So I wanted to, put, yeah. So that's where the outfit descriptions came in. Yes. I know Justine is here. Let me see Vancouver. Okay. Vancouver Island. Oh, okay, dress for cold weather, but you don't have. It's hard, because it's like it's real weather. Like sometimes I think like, where is a tornado happening right now? It sounds really bad, but sometimes I want to be able to like show like one of the. I guess I could hack the app, just so that people can see the different, the different, outfits, like the hat and the gloves and the coat and the umbrella. I have all those images. Yes. But typically the places that I search have pretty mild weather at this time. Yes, get and transform weather. Thank you, Adijo. Yeah. So that was my motivation really for this app. Sorry, my face is blurry. I have a very cheap webcam. Very, very cheap. I need to set my camera up. But yes, any last questions before I call it for today? Thank you for coming. I appreciate everyone who came. Thank you for coming, both on YouTube and on Twitter Space. Thank you for coming. Thank you, thank you. So I'll do this again soon. Once I get around to learning how to test the other components, I'm gonna do this again soon. So I will announce. I'll just do the same thing. I'll start a space to let your people know that I'm on YouTube. You can also subscribe to my channel. My YouTube channel is not really for content creation. It's whenever I have something to present or if I'm teaching. Yes, that's really what my YouTube channel is for. I'm not a content creator, like that's not one of my quote unquote identities. I do create content, but I'm not a content creator. The content I create is a side effect of what I really do, which is teach and empower. Yeah. So, I'll put, if I teach a lecture or if I do a demo or, if I do something for the tech community, then I'll put it on my YouTube channel. But my YouTube channel is not like a content creation vehicle. It's not. Yeah. So I'm saying that to say that's why I'm not necessarily looking for subs, like subscribers on YouTube. If you can subscribe if you wish, but because it's not a content creation channel, I'm not releasing every week or every other week. I'm not releasing on a regular schedule. Yes. So it's not really a focal point of my tech advocacy, but my videos live on there. Yeah. So okay. All right, well, thank you everyone. I'm going to end it here and also on Twitter Space. But thank you so much for coming, and I hope to see you in the next one. And thank you everyone who gave suggestions. Adejo, Kelvin, Justine, thank you for helping me code. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Okay, bye everyone. Bye bye.